Very recently, I made a review of the wonderfully weird world of Gumball. Link will be in the description if you want to check out that review. That got 800 views! Anyways, back to what I was saying. There's a theory about the show that Gumball is not in his world. He's trapped in the void. Excuse that notification, but you might be asking, how could that be? How is Gumball stuck in his world? Well, that's why we're going to talk about that theory today. So, let's date back to the Season 3 episode, The Void. The Void is a place of things that were either forgotten or were just not meant to be there. And in that episode, Gumball and Darwin realize that they just have a feeling that someone used to be there, but they're not anymore. So Mr. Small makes them tinfoil hats to keep them from erasing their memory. So eventually, they discover the void, and they find Molly sitting there. So they rescue her, and as they're about to warn everyone, their hats fall into the void, and they completely forgot what they were going to do. And then, well, it doesn't appear again, but I want to bring up this next episode because it's pretty important. This is the first time we saw Rob have a major role in the show. He started off as a background character for the first 2 seasons, but in the episode, The Nobody, this is the episode where he really gets to shine. He talks about how, for the longest time, he was stuck in the void, with no parents, no friends, no nobody. That's until when Gumball and Darwin went into the void to save Molly. However, all they cared about was rescuing Molly. They didn't hear Rob's calls when he was trying to call for them. So as they escaped, he jumped onto Mr. Small's van that he calls Janice for some reason. But then, this is where he has a completely new design. Like, his design is a lot different, and it's not the same how it used to be for the previous seasons. And because Rob only made a few cameos in the first 2 seasons, he's pretty easy to forget as a character for the first 2 seasons. Heck, even one episode, Gumball and Darwin don't remember him, so they're like, "Hey, Rich?" And he asks, "Did you just call me Rich?" like it was a question. And Darwin, out of nowhere, just kicks him in the sewers. Well, I mean, that's kind of what he gets for being the villain later, but hey, I mean, he didn't do anything to you earlier, so why be mean to him? Anyways, then, again, the void makes a cameo in The Nobody, not like an actual appearance or important. Now for this next episode, again, not important. It does not make a huge appearance or anything, but it's also important to mention. This episode is also in Season 3. It's where Gumball and Darwin and Anais realize that Banana Joe's mom can paint the future. And she knows what's gonna happen next, because she can paint the future. And at the end of the episode, she paints the whole Gumball family running from the void. Again, small cameo, not really important. This is when the void makes another, actual appearance. In the episode, The Remote, Rob takes control of the universal remote. He gets rid of Gumball's family, his friends, and his girlfriend. Well, I mean, a villain's gotta do what a villain's gotta do. So, it ends with Rob opening up the void, and Gumball directly follows himself in the void. So Rob throws the remote in the void. So Gumball goes after to get the remote from the void. And then, this is where Season 5 begins, with the episode, The Rerun. It's a 2-parter episode. It's a part 2 of the disaster, which was the season final for Season 4. But this time, Gumball traps Rob in the void. And then that's where he realizes that now he's the one who became the bad guy. So he goes in there to save Rob. Rob doesn't want to be saved, but hey, you know. So then a bunch of crazy stuff happens. Also, those are two fantastic episodes. One of my favorite episodes. Please check them out. They are amazing episodes. And then, this next episode, again, another cameo, but it's also important. In the season 6 episode, The Future, it's another episode of showing Banana Barbara painting the future. This time, Rob kidnaps her, so Banana Joe, Gumball, and Darwin go to rescue her, while Barbara is being forced by Rob to paint the future of what happens next. However, it's just a bunch of glitchiness and static, and Rob is not buying it. However, she also tries to give Gumball, Darwin, and Banana Joe a few signs of where she could be, but because they're thinking like a banana, they're a bunch of dumbasses. Until she makes a portal, and then they all fall in there, and then they rescue Barbara. However, since they literally erase Rob out of existence, Gumball asks Barbara to paint him back into existence, and she paints him falling into the void. And then this is where we get to the final episode of the show that a lot of people were disappointed with because it ended on a cliffhanger. Sorry that there's a bug in the living room. Yep, in the episode, The Inquisition, the last episode of Gumball, the superintendent goes to their school and tries to fix everyone to get rid of their cartoony-ishness and replace them. So the school superintendent tries to get rid of Elmore's cartooniness and tries to make them normal, real people. So Gumball and Darwin put a stop to it and turn everyone back into normal. And then it ends with the superintendent being unmasked, revealing it's Rob. He tries to explain what's going on and why he's trying to save them, but Tina Rex knocks him out. And then the episode cuts back to the school with Rob knocked out. He wakes up and says, "Why did they stop me? Transformation is the only chance they have escaping to the other place from this world." Before he can finish his thought, the void opens up. He says, "Oh no, it's starting." And then he falls in. And that's where the series ends. So this is where the theory comes in from a lot of people that this is not Elmore. They're stuck in the void. And with the new series, The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball, out right now, this is just the first 20 episodes. It does not resolve the void. The next 20 episodes will release eventually, and we've actually gotten an update. The series final will be called, the season final for The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball will be called The Rewrite. It will give Rob some justice. So we'll see how that plays out. It is currently set to have 40 episodes, so we'll just have to wait for the next 40 episodes and see how they resolve the cliffhanger. But yeah, I can easily see this being the void and not Gumball's world. What do you guys think of this? Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, you know what to do. I'll see you guys next time, and I am Original Dude, signing off.